two antique malls that we're in. Plaza Antiques in Lincoln Park, Michigan, and Maumee Antiques in Maumee, Ohio. And we are in Toledo heading towards Cleveland because we're going down to Amish country, down in around Berlin or Wilmot, Ohio. So we're going to hit a whole bunch of thrift stores down there, so come along with us. So we're on our way to Amish country, and we're going to stop real quick at the Goodwill, and I don't even know what city we're in, but I will definitely flash it on the screen. So we just left that Goodwill, I believe it's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Bellevue. I'm sure I'm probably not. But anyways, let's see what I got here. That was a good Goodwill. I got a whole bag of these dolls, if I can get it out, sorry, the camera. And there's a Monster High doll in there, and I'll show you this stuff in detail later. And then I got 2 brass candlesticks for $1 and $2. And then I got some really old Christmas items, but it's all wrapped up, and I'll show you at the end. So that's what we got there. Here's another thing I got at the Goodwill in Ohio on the way to Berlin, and I got this big bag of dolls. And the only reason I bought this was I believe there's a Monster High doll in there. There might even be 2 of them in there. So we'll have to go through that later and see what we can find on that. So here's the toys I got at that Goodwill in Bellevue, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Ohio. But look at all these VTech toys. They're really nice. So that was a good deal. So we are in the city of, I think it's Bellevue, Ohio. It's a cute little city. Had a great Goodwill. We got a lot of good stuff there. So let's move on to the next stop. So we're just outside of Apple Creek, Ohio, and this is going to be the first thrift store that we're going to hit in this area. This is called the Home and Hope thrift store, and we've been here before, but we'll park and see what we got. So we're going to head on in the store here, and you know you're in Amish country when you see somebody drive to the thrift store with a tractor. So here's the store we're going into. This particular store often has a lot of depression glass, so I usually start in that area to see what they have. There is usually always some clear glass patterns that I recognize, but the clear glass for me has not been selling as good, so I'm trying to steer away from it unless it's something really unusual or more of an elegant pattern from the Depression era. So we're going to look at all the dishes and whatnot, and then we're over here in the toys. I've been dabbling in toys, as you folks well know, and we are taking care of a baby, so I'm picking up some personal stuff too. So they had a good assortment of toys. Here's an area where there was candles and vases and small items. So the only thing we got there was a baby toy, which we're in need of right now, but the prices were so cheap. We got this baby toy, and we got a duffel bag. My husband needed it for his business for $5, so what a deal. So let's go on to the next one. Now we're heading to Wilmot, Ohio, and there's a really nice thrift store there, so we're going to go check that one out. I usually get quite a bit of stuff there. So come on along. So here's the Harvest thrift store in Wilmot, and there's actually 2 little stores. That's the annex, and then this is the main store over here. So we usually do pretty good in here, so let's go in and check this one out. So there is quite a lot of jewelry in this store, which is kind of surprising to me. You usually don't find a lot of jewelry in this part of the country. But this particular store has a great variety, and I usually can find quite a few things here. So as you can see, I'm fishing through it. Those plastic beads there, they're worthless to me. They don't sell well. The only kind of plastic beads that I sell is the ones from the 50s and 60s that are like the layered ones. But just the standard ones, I usually steer clear of those. Lots of different earrings they had. And their purses are usually really well priced. So I always make sure I fish through all the purses. And I typically look for Vera Bradleys that are reasonably priced and in good shape. And I also look for the more special occasion purses like silver and gold and maybe something with sequins on it or anything like that. Those sell the best for me in the antique malls. The standard purses that we use for every day, unless they're a really nice brand, they usually steer away from those. Like that's kind of pretty with all the sparkles on it. It is a little bit too new, so I passed on that. Old, of course, is always the best. But if it's new and it's very different looking, very ornate, I will pick up new purses too.
but not your typical leather looking standard ones that we all use every day. I usually steer clear of those because they're not really very good sellers for me. And I also look in the bags here because sometimes you find things there. And the same thing with the wallets. I make sure and go through all the wallets looking for Vera Bradley's. And there's an elegant purse right there. And it was a great price, only $1. That's a no-brainer. That's going home with me. That's the type of stuff I'm typically looking for. The older versions are the best, of course. Makeup bags are not great sellers. I don't usually buy those. But like I said, I do go through the wallets. Now, I did sell quite a few of my Vera Bradley wallets at the Vintage Market Show, which was great. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. This red one was really nice, but the inside where the strap is, it's actually a little chain. It was unhooked, and sometimes you can fix that, but this one was unfixable, so I had to pass on that. Now, this store always has lots of toys, and they have lots of bag lots, so I'm definitely checking those all out. I'm still learning on toys, but I typically look for action figures in those bag lots, things that are real popular for the day or collectible, like Pokemon or things like that. Cars, metal cars especially, and Breyer horses. Anything on that order I usually do pretty well on. But just random bags of like toys that you get in the fast food restaurants, they don't go well for me. So I usually steer clear of those. And I'm always looking for dolls too, like Monster High dolls or any kind of neat collectible doll. So I'm getting better at this, and I'm making decent money off my toys, but it's definitely a learning curve, and it's taken some time. And that was a nice turtle. The turtle stuff seems to sell well. If it's the older, that's the best. And usually most of these toys are marked on the bottom what year they came out. Now, I can remember my son playing with turtles. I think it was back in the 90s, so that would be more the era I would be looking for. However, if it's priced right, I'll buy any kind of turtle because they're still pretty popular. Dinosaurs are very popular too, so I always look for those. I've actually sold pretty much every dinosaur I have. I think I have 2 left, and then my dinosaur collection is gone at the antique mall. So as you see, there's lots to look through. There's lots of baby toys, and we're looking for things to use for ourselves right now, so I'm always searching through those. And I don't know if anybody's been out buying toys lately, but toys have become so expensive. I don't know when that happened. Obviously, I haven't been in it very long and haven't had to buy toys. So garage sale prices really help a lot, and your kids can have lots of goodies if you buy it used and you clean it up. And most of these toys, they last forever, so they're always in pretty good shape. They're built very well. There was a little Nemo in there, some Disney stuff, and lots of different rattles. And these bins, the cloth books they have, and cloth toys. That makes it easy. You just throw them in the washing machine. They usually wash pretty good for the most part. Check your tags on everything to make sure that they can be putting in the washing machine. And there's a water toy. And here's some Angry Birds. That was brand new. So we're heading on over to the other store here. I don't know if I'll be able to film or not, but we'll see. They have a little outside area with all kinds of goodies. We'll check this out. Oh, I like that old screen door. Let me go check that one out. So we were unable to film in that last store. There was just too many people. So we're now heading to Mount Hope. There's a nice resale store out there, so come along with us there. So one thing nice about coming out to this area is look at the beautiful landscape. There's an old schoolhouse there, and there's horses, and here's a buggy up here. It's really nice just to come to this area and just visit, even if you don't do all the thrifting that we do. I don't know what the world he's got on that cart, but it looks kind of interesting. Now we're at the Trading Post thrift store in Mount Hope, Ohio. So in this shop, there's quite a bit of jewelry too, and I usually find some things here. Oh, look at that pin. That is a good, nice looking pin for a couple dollars. That was mine for sure. That necklace was pretty, but a little bit too modern. So I usually go through all the racks looking for sterling, of course, and just really nice costume pieces, whether they be old or new. The old, of course, is the best for me. But there's paparazzi jewelry. I usually steer clear of that. That stuff is priced really reasonable anyway, so I typically don't buy that. Here's a bunch of crackle glass here that I looked at, and you got to look at those at the handle where they attach near the little pitcher, because oftentimes that's where they're chipped. So you really have to check that out, because if they're chipped or cracked or whatnot, then they're not worth buying. That was a nice candlestick there. I wish there was two of them though. One is a little bit tougher to sell. And they had lots of dishes here. And there's looks like a piece of Fire King. Just one lonely little saucer. And a chicken. Lots of clear glass. And they did have some green glass. And that one there had a chip on it, but it was really a nice piece. It was a bummer. And that covered dish next to it, that was a bit of a fooler because it's green, but it was painted on. Now, these two bowls here I did buy. They've already been sold. They glowed like like Vaseline glowed. So, of course, that's really popular right now with the uranium in it, and it went very quickly. So that was already sold. And here's some nice toys that they have. Oh, this was a nice toy here, nice wooden toy. And it was so cheap. It was only $3.50. Oh, that is definitely mine. So we got a couple of nice green depression glasses in there, or bowls. And I got an old purse and a piece of jewelry. And I got this for personal use. Isn't that cute? $3.50. Can you believe that? Crazy. Let's keep on going. Here's some more pretty landscape. So we are at the Share and Care thrift store in Berlin, Ohio now. And here we have lots of shelves full of goodies. We have some electronics. Look like a play oven and lots of different decorative pieces and home goods. And this was close to Easter time, so there was lots of Easter items. And I did buy these eggs here. And I put them out at the vintage market, and they sold pretty much immediately. So that was a good buy. They were some sort of stone. So that was, the lady that got it was thrilled about that. So that worked out really well. And then I'm looking through toys here to see if there's anything interesting. There's some baby toys there that were lotted up. Their toy prices are pretty reasonable in this area. Much cheaper than they are in the area that we live. So it's always good to take a look at all this stuff. Lots of kids and families in the area that donate to many of these stores. And that was nice, but the little thing in the bottom wouldn't suction correctly, so I passed on that one. And this, the therapist in me comes back when I look at this. This is a great activity. It's great for visual perceptual skills, and I would have used this at work all day. And it's nice because it's a wipe-off board, so I just couldn't resist it. I had to buy it for our baby that we take care of. It was a little bit early, but it was just such a good toy and a good therapeutic toy. I had to have it. And this one here is a nice little booklet. It's a Melissa and Doug, I believe. It's in really good shape. So I did pick up on that one. And let's see what else they got. Tons of toys. I'm looking at these horses to see if they're the Breyer horses, and they're always marked on the inside of the legs on the upper part there, so that's why I'm looking at all three of those horses just to see if they are, and unfortunately they were not. And those are always really good sellers for me. So anytime I see Breyer horses, I always pick those up. They're very collectible. Lots of people have them. But bummer, those were not. Boy, oh boy, did we hit in there. We got this thing it's like for restaurants. Put little cards on. I had actually an episode on what the heck it is on this. And we got that for $15. I couldn't find a comp on it, but I think we're good. And then also we got this. Isn't this wonderful? This display for the antique mall and for the shows. I'm so excited about that. For $25.
Plus we got two, three bags full of stuff. So stay to the end and we'll be going through all of this. So here are all the items that, or at least some of the items that I bought on our trip to Berlin for personal use. Because like I said, we're taking care of a baby. I got this for $2.59, which is kind of an odd number. And used ones run between $20 and $30, so that was good. This one here we got for $2.99. It's like one of those sound activated toys, and I saw that for around $20 in used condition. This little one here we got for $1.99. That was around $14. And this one here around the same. I paid $1 for that one. And then this one here, and they all run, they all work perfectly, they just need to be cleaned. This one here I paid $1.99 for, and that goes for around $20 used. And this book was kind of surprising. It's a Melissa and Doug book I paid $1 for. This one, the cheapest one I could find online, was $10, so I don't know. That was a little bit shocking. And this was the best one of all. I got this one here for $3.50, and online in used condition between $30 and $40, but new condition it's I think it was around $135 or something like that. It was really high, which is pretty amazing. $3.50. It just needs a good cleaning. So we did good on that stuff. So I'll be showing you more of the things that we got also. Another thing that we got, and you'll have to excuse the mess, I'm in the garage, it's kind of rainy out and it is pretty cold in Michigan still. We got this thing here, and I've always wanted one of these with all these dividers. Think of all the product I can put in here for $25. The only comp I could find is one for $129, but regardless, to me it's worth $25 all day because I've always wanted one of these. And look at all the stuff I can put in all these trays. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. So wow, that's going to hold a ton of products. So that would be awesome. This here, this one here I paid $15, and the comps are around $50-$60. This I think I did a what the heck short video on this, and this is to put the orders when you're a waitress and you're trying to give the orders to the cook, and the little pieces of paper go underneath each of these little springs. This is like new condition. So I don't know what I'm going to put on that, but it comps around $50-$60, so that was pretty good. And this little shelf here, it is nothing to write home about, but I really wanted it because it will sit nicely on top of the tables when I do the vintage market show, so it needs to be cleaned up big time. But I paid $2 for it, so that was a great buy, and that'll be really easy to haul because it's super light. We have had a long day of thrifting. This is our first day here. We're going to be here for 2 days, and we're going to go get something to eat. We're in Wilmot, Ohio, and we're heading to the Amish Door restaurant. They have a hotel also here. Boy, they got good food. So we're going to go have some dinner and probably relax. If I don't get all of the stuff in this video, I will have it at the end of a series. So we'll see what we can do there. So this is Lou from Lou's Antiques saying goodbye, and we'll see you again. Bye.